What's up, court reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday, we published a video about how disgraced former Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans announced on TikTok that she had officially pulled her children out of school, Kaiser and Ensley to be exact. And she specifically said that it was because the school was unsafe and she felt like the kids had been through a lot and they needed a break. Well, the Ashley's Reality Roundup published an article about this, saying in a quote, hashtag Teen Mom, Jenelle Evans reveals she pulled her kids out of school because, quote, they need a break. David Eason reacts to Jenelle Evans's plan to homeschool. So that is indeed exactly what Jenelle said in that video. Feel free to go back and watch the video I posted yesterday. I published Jenelle's video in its entirety, and you hear her out of her own mouth say that the kids have been through a lot, they needed a break, and the school was unsafe. So nothing that the Ashley said in this headline was false. But of course, here you've got Jenelle quoting the headline saying, no, it's because a background check was done on the school and it's dangerous. You have no idea, so stop assuming. So what is the Ashley assuming when she literally just repeated your own direct words in that article? You said both things, that you felt like the school was unsafe and that you felt like the children needed a break because they had been through a lot recently, right? And so someone else told Jenelle, you've always said if people want the truth, they should come to you. I'm surprised they have never learned after all these years. I'm surprised you have not learned after all these years that one thing about Jenelle is she is going to tell a lie any opportunity she has. So no, if you want the truth, you do not go directly to Jenelle. And then Jenelle quoted it saying, and I quote, I know, right? They don't even ask me what the truth is and just write some BS for clicks. Then you got David doing it for TikTok money because he's truly broke AF. Eye roll emoji. Someone's always using my name for something. Sorry, that's my caps lock voice. It came out automatically. What can I do? It was in caps lock. I couldn't read it in the same tone as the other stuff. So, it's just much ado about nothing at the end of the day. And one thing about Jenelle is she's always complaining about the Ashley, right? For example, Jenelle recently said, oh, I was going to do a podcast, but then the Ashley reported on my announcement that I was going to do a podcast. Now I'm too scared to do it. So she acts like this blog and this blogger is just so mean to her, so evil to her. Meanwhile, she is out here with bated breath, waiting to see what the Ashley publishes about her. And I find it so damn funny. And now she's picking apart things that were truthfully reported. Just ridiculous. So shout out to the Ashley. Sorry you have to deal with that mess. But anyway, so as Jenelle said, David, her estranged husband, did address her claims. So again, Jenelle is claiming the kids are unsafe at school. I don't know why she's saying that. She hasn't provided details. I would love to see receipts because, again, one thing about Jenelle is she is a habitual liar. So I don't believe anything until I see actual proof. And then even when she provides proof, I'm going to need someone to verify that this proof has not been doctored, right? So one thing she did say in that tweet, though, that was true was that her estranged, broke husband, David Eason, did have something to say about her decision to pull the children out of school. So I want to give a shout out to one of my Twitter friends, Hatter Banter. I tweet stuff on Twitter, who had the video pulled from David's TikTok live. So he was soliciting donations because, again, David is living on Jenelle's boat without money. And he needs to eat. A couple of weeks ago, he was asking people to send him some DoorDash because he cannot afford DoorDash. His rap single went triple chewing gum. And unfortunately, you cannot exchange used chewing gum for food. So that's why he's taking to the internet to panhandle and whatnot. So I tweet stuff said, or slash Hatter Banter, said DKD, aka Dog Killer Dave, basically says that Jenelle took them out of school because she's too lazy to get them ready for and take them to school. Hate to agree with him, I really do, but he's spot on. That, and I think it's so he can't get to them. Let's take a look at the video and see if we agree, shall we? Here we go. Once again, shout out to you, Hatter Banter, for this video. I'm sorry. Trigger warning, you will be seeing David Eason in this video.
The only reason she's taking them out of school because she doesn't want to wake up in the morning and get them ready. Trust me. She doesn't want to wake up early. She doesn't want to get them ready. She doesn't want to drop them off. She doesn't want to make their lunch. She doesn't want to pick them up. She doesn't want to do nothing. Watch what I'm telling you. You think I don't know her? I know her way better than y'all do. I know her better than anybody. I know her better than she thinks I know her. I know all of her secrets. She don't even know I know. I'm gonna need my drums back too.
So there you go. David Eason is claiming that the reason why Jenelle Evans pulled the children out of school is because she could not be bothered with preparing them to get to school, preparing their lunches, picking them up from school. And I also imagine helping them with their homework. I am with Hatter Banter on this. And it pains me to say this, allow me to full body cringe, but I am with dog killing David Eason on this as well. I think he's telling the truth. One thing, the second thing we've seen about Jenelle consistently, other than the fact that she lies a lot, is that she's very, very lazy, right? She very rarely gets up out of bed. And when she does, it's not really to do anything productive with her children, typically. So I can totally agree with that. And we did see while they were together, remember, these two were together for like 6-7 years or something like that, that David kind of took on that role in the family, right? The cooking and making sure that the family even got out. Like, for example, the family boat. Before David, Jenelle did not have a boat. She and the kids never really did anything or went anywhere. Like, she would go on vacations by herself, right? With like her assorted men to like St. Thomas or whatever. But with the kids, there wasn't really that. But when David came along, there were boat days, right? Like going out and doing things like that. So I do think that he is telling the truth in that regard. And it's all the more sad that these kids are being pulled out of school allegedly because their mom can't be bothered to take them to or from school, help with their lunches, help with homework or anything like that. And so now she's taking them to museums and just filming them for content rather than really engaging with them and making sure they're learning things at the museum and having structured activity at the museums and whatnot. It's just a recipe for disaster. I don't know why people like this insist on having children. Like, if it's not your vibe, if you don't want to, if you want to get up when you want to get up and like go do things that you feel like doing with your own day, I think that's amazing. It's wonderful. It is a joy. It is a blessing. But don't bring kids into that. You don't have to have kids. You're not obligated to. So the fact that someone like this chose to have 3 kids is just really, really sad for the children, right? Who deserve so much more. Now, let's go back to this tweet where Jenelle claimed that she did an investigation into the school and found that it was unsafe. When is she planning to release the results of this investigation? Because I would love to see some concrete proof. Because here's one thing. I have not seen any proof that this school is unsafe, but I have seen a lot of proof in the form of multiple CPS investigations and multiple losses of custody to prove that Jenelle is unsafe, right? So this person who keeps on losing custody of her kids, who chose a dog killer and an alleged ABUSER over her kids multiple times, I'm supposed to believe that this is the safest option for these kids, really? And why does this only apply to Kaiser and Ensley and not Jace, right? Like, what is the difference there? Very, very interesting. Is Jace going to a different school than these kids because he's a bit older? Like, maybe that's the difference. But again, I still have this feeling that it might be what David is saying, which is that she's too lazy to get these kids to and from school. Remember, these people live so remote that perhaps the bus doesn't go all the way out there. I also believe that it's the idea that these kids might be blabbing about what's really going on and whatnot, or it just might be so obvious that they're potentially, or possibly neglected, and she doesn't want CPS to come around again. And so that's why she's pulling them out. There's also the idea that maybe she's scared of David going into the school and pulling Ensley out at some point, right? I feel like there are a lot of possibilities, but to be honest, to me, the least likely option is the one that she's claiming, which is that the school is unsafe. I do not believe her. I personally believe that Jenelle is unsafe. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see if she's going to provide more information as to what exactly it is that she's getting at when she claims that this wasn't a safe environment for these children. Very interesting. Don't forget, this is the same woman who pulled a gun out in front of her child and gaslit him about it, and also left it unsecured right next to him in the car as well. So, come on now. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this story in the comment section down below. And as usual, we will chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.